How's it going, everybody? Rob here, and we are doing another video. I don't know if I can classify it as, I guess if anything, just another, like, looking more and reading more of this stuff for what's been going on with this Stellar Blade game. And oh boy, it's been, I will say the controversy itself has been interesting. Because at this point, people are, I guess, in terms of characters and how, I guess if anything, how video games are made, people are getting fed up with this sort of stigma that current people in the gaming industry are trying to push. So in terms of something that kind of breaks the mold, people want it, people appreciate it. But there are certain people that are trying their hardest to, ruin everybody's day. But anyways, so this is another article from PhaynIngmar. I don't want to see something normal. Stellar Blade director Hyun Tae Kim made Eve unrealistically beautiful as he wants to play as someone better looking than himself. Eve's backside is designed to keep you playing for hours. We're still on this shit, huh? I'm just gonna, right off the bat,
You are made of stupid.
Okay. I'm just gonna play that one right off the bat. Okay. So, there's the summary right there. I'm going to read the whole article and give my thoughts. So, Shift Up's first AAA game, Stellar Blade, is right around the corner, published by Sony and exclusively available on PS5. The game is officially slated to release on April 26. The Korean studio has also released a demo for the game, which has been swiftly ranking up popularity. However, the key driver behind that popularity lies in some interesting elements of Stellar Blade, particularly the character model of its protagonist. I'm also played this one.
This guy is fucking stupid!
And I think that's incorrect. What they're saying is it's particularly because of the protagonist. I don't think that's. Oh wait, no. Continuing, and has the model of is very pretty and has the proportions of an average Instagram model. Wow. You can try, and now all of a sudden, I like the fact. Okay, can I just say, I like the fact that at first the narrative was the body type of the person was unrealistic. Now all of a sudden their body type is average. Pick a lane, dude. Seriously, you guys need to pick a lane. But it's evident that even more work has gone into the physics associated with these proportions. Game director Hyun Tae Kim explains the decision. The design of Eve's back is crucial for third-person play. Character design is a crucial element for immersion in video games. For that reason, there's been a lot of progress with modeling lifelike, photorealistic characters for games. But for Stellar Blade, Shift Up's devs took a unique approach, focusing heavily on the design of the protagonist, Eve's back. Well, I think there's, let's be honest here, there's other things that, besides the character and how attractive they are, whether they are attractive or not, there are other things they focused on, like the designs for the characters, the designs for the monsters, the setting. But you're not gonna talk about that, are you? Like, you guys, like, I'm gonna like, this is the first time reading this, but I bet you for the rest of this, I wouldn't be surprised if I don't hear anything about the setting, or if anything, at least a paragraph of talking about the setting or gameplay. It's just going to be about, for this whole thing, just going to be about, you know, the character's backside. Checking my phone real quick. All right. Character design is a crucial element for immersion. Okay. There, got that. This may seem very strange, but Stellar Blade director Hyun-tae Kim explained the logic behind this decision in a recent interview with Gamers Radar. When it comes to the design, we put special attention on the back of the character because the player is always facing the back of the character when they're playing. That's what they see the most of. So we thought this was pretty important. So it's all a matter of perspective. Then it makes sense, since Stellar Blade is a third-person action RPG. Players would naturally spend the majority of their playtime looking at Eve's back. This focus ensures players have something exciting to look at across their playthrough. Shift Up may have been too successful on that front, though, because it seems that all the players are looking at. Really? Like, really? Like, is that you trying to, like, claim that that's all the characters are focusing on? Like, are you people that freaking dense? Like, seriously? Like other games where people are, where it's like third person, of course you're gonna look at their freaking backs. Usually the camera for a third person game is behind the characters. Like, I mean, oh my gosh, this is so... I'm almost halfway through this page. If this is just talking about the character's ass and her back, then I'm going to say that the people writing these fucking articles are pathetic. Because they can't figure out anything else to write about. And it just keeps proving my point. That you guys aren't actually looking at these games. Like, actually doing a genuine freaking report on what you're supposed to be talking about. And just focusing on dumb shit. Stellar Blade's director likes idle character designs. It doesn't end there, as Kim also shared his own philosophy on character design, which extends beyond mere aesthetics. He believes that in the context of video games, characters should be visually striking and embody a sense of the ideal. Honestly, when I play a game, I would like to see someone who is better looking than myself. That's what I want. I want to see something normal. I want to see something more ideal. I don't want to see something normal. I want to see something more ideal. I think that is very important in a form of entertainment. This is, after all, entertainment targeted for adults. This approach, and that's his own. Can we? Let me ask something, because especially since in the terms of, you know, like going through this statement right here, this statement that I'm highlighting, in the terms of like playing something that's fictional, that's fake, that is, you know, not real, because again, video games are not real life. Does it really hurt for a character to look a certain way, to especially again in terms of the game developers creating a character, creating their own characters for a game? Does it really hurt anybody if a character is dressed up a certain way or is portrayed a certain way? Like, let's really be honest here. And if there's one person, I feel like if there's one person that would claim that, oh, it's against women, it's harmful to women, then to those few that are going to try to make those remarks and saying it's like, oh, we're just doing this for the women, you're full of shit. You're full of shit. That argument has been made time and time again, and yet especially in terms of certain groups and sort of certain communities, I have failed to see those people keep to their word and actually help people that actually, like actual women in real life, that were being harmed by men. This, like, you know, ridiculing a director for making a comment like this is childish. But continuing on, this approach aligns with the nature of video games themselves, as they're posted to be form of escapism, an occasional break from reality. Characters can be larger than life heroes, have cartoonish appearances, and possess extraordinary abilities, and that's totally believable. That's the, oh my gosh. Like, isn't that the point? Again, that's the point of a fucking video game. That's the nature of a video game. To immerse you in a world that isn't like our own. To basically become part of the adventures of the characters that you're playing as. Or, if anything, especially for an RPG, the characters that you create and you yourself is involved in the storyline that you yourself go through. With what quests you complete, what characters you interact with, and so on. This, like, what's the, like, I'm trying to understand. Like, and it brings up the fact that, by the way, in terms of, like, games, again, with them being kind of a form of escapism, it's a fake situation. It's fiction. It's not real. So, in terms of, you know, you playing as this woman who is, you know, an attractive woman, does that really hurt anybody? Because, again, the character herself is not real. Like with all things, though, striking a balance is necessary. Kim knows it. While he believes in creating visual appealing characters, he emphasizes that looks shouldn't overshadow the narrative or the world itself. Character design should complement the story and setting, not subdue it. While the focus... Okay, no, actually, no. Hold on. So hold on. I want to take a second with this one. Emphasize that looks shouldn't overshadow the narrative or the world itself. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's funny that they say this because because this is an argument I've made multiple times. Especially since nowadays you have certain companies, you have certain individuals that bully corporations or bully companies to create games that force certain ideals, that force certain, basically are trying to force politics into games. And claiming that, oh, if you don't, check each box in our little checklist, then your game is bad and you're automatically blacklisted. If you are involved with an individual that is problematic, then your game should be forced to fail. Yeah, they tried that with Hogwarts Legacy, and that didn't work. It didn't get nominated for the awards because again, problematic people are somewhat involved with this. But in terms of, like, in recent years, in terms of, games and characters, there has been this constant situation where they put politics over gameplay, politics over story, politics over characters. And they use that as the main focus of the character, making that their personality. And 9 times out of 10, the character themselves become just a bland, empty shell with no reason to follow their story. I know that, like, people try to target, like, characters like Master Chief or like some of the other muscle-bound characters. I know at some point people were trying to target like Marcus and other characters from Gears of War. It's like, dude, sure, they're muscle-bound, but in reality, if you pay attention to the story of those games for Gears of War, there is emotional impact for, Gears of War. I will say, to give a perfect example, because I used one last time for Gears of War. Perfect example. Dom, who is a Hispanic soldier, I would say Hispanic, because that's the way that's the character that plays him. I would have to guess. But if anything, the way he's portrayed too. He, throughout 1 and 2, is trying to find his wife. The second game, he finds his wife, only to find her in a torture camp where she's basically an empty shell of who she once was. And has to be the one to put her down. That whole scene of him cradling his wife and basically having to make the hard decision is very impactful. And then let's not forget number 3, or Gears of War 3, where at one point he has basically gone down the he's basically at the bottom of the bottle half the time. He is empty. So much has been taken from him. And there's a point when our characters are in trouble, especially when they're trying to find fuel to complete this mission. He, for the sake of his friends, for the sake of what he would call his brothers in arms, his family, he makes the ultimate sacrifice. He, as for those who have ever played the game, you guys know what I'm talking about. For those who have never played Gears of War 3, just end the video now. I ask you guys to play it. It is such a good game. You can get a hold of it on Xbox. But this character takes the vehicle that they were using, and to prevent their friends, or his friends, from being killed, sacrifices himself by ramming the truck he was driving into a fuel station, causing any of the enemies nearby from, or basically stopping any and all threats that were present from attacking Marcus and the rest of the crew. I will say, like, in terms of character deaths, that's one of the ones that really, like, especially when, again, when you're playing a game, and especially since this is a form of escapism, sometimes as you're playing a game, you somewhat get emotionally involved in the story that you are playing in. Because as you're playing these games, you start to feel somewhat connected with these characters. And I will say that in terms of story, Dom's death is one of those ones that, again, playing these games, playing these stories, being involved in these stories, was one that I would say was one of the ones that hit me really hard in terms of, gameplay and story and character. Because again, you play these games and you feel like you're part of the crew, so to speak, even though you're controlling the characters. But anyway, my point being is you can have characters that are, if anything, there have been characters, and by the way, character of color. You can have a character of color that is, part of the main crew that has such an impact in the story. But if you were to just focus on what their gender was, what their race is, and just make that as their character, their motivation, whatever, that doesn't give us a reason to like the character if that's their main focus. Anyway, continuing on. While the focus on Eve's back may seem bizarre, it reflects a fresh approach to character design. Shift Up has cleverly used visual appeal to keep players hooked throughout the game, and it seems to be working rather well, to the point where it's one of the biggest talking points of Stellar Blade. Not really. Well, at the very least for a normal gamer. A lot of people are talking about the gameplay, the setting, the story, like what's going, like, it kind of, for quite a few people, like, discussing the, trying to, like, have theories of what's going to happen in this game. The only people that are really talking about it are the journalists that can't get their own heads out of their own asses and talk about anything further than the main character's ass. So, anyway. So that's the end of that article. I want to look at some of the comments. Okay, so glad to see that someone is not bending the knee to woke ideologies. Besides, this is still a game with a lead female protagonist. That's very progressive in my opinion. But hey, those guys like to chat for no reason. The only reason I'm excited for this game, okay, is character and her jiggles, okay? Did anyone here actually play the demo? yes, her backside and face is nice and a huge draw, but the game itself is actually good. At least, so it seems based on the demo. There is more to the game than the backside of Eve. Did anyone here play the demo? It's incredible. The graphics of the game is extraordinary. The battle around Eve when the demo starts is breathtaking, intense, and it made me want to play the demo countless times. Eve is an awesome character. So what is she? So what if she's sexy? The game is more than an amazing looking woman fighting against monsters. Again, play the game and stop seeing only her. If someone made the character in their vision, then that's fantastic. Want to know something so funny? The character is based off an actual Korean model. Look it up. Do actual research on the character and game before even posting any kind of article. I love that they put that in quotes, article. So again, I have to make this comment once again, because when I look at this, and again, they mainly focus on, you know, the looks of the character. They don't talk about anything gameplay wise, story wise, or anything like that. It's just the character. I have to make this statement once again. This isn't journalism, it's activism. Because at this point, especially when gamers want to hear you talking about a game, they don't want you to waste, you know, actually get paid for an article that just talks about the character's ass. They want you to talk about the game, the gameplay, the story, etc. If anything, also talking about any rumors that's going on about the game. Anything involving the progress of the game. That's what people want you to focus on, not this shit. So, for those who are creating these articles, do yourself a favor. Get your heads out of your asses and actually write a actual beneficial article that talks more than just about one thing. But, you know what? But that's just my opinion. Anyway, I think I am done with this for now. Bet you more will come up. Till then, though, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links are in the description down below, as well as check out our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Novakast signing off. Have a good one. Take care, and I'll see you guys next video.
Found